If you use Python, you've probably seen the statement double_name equals double_main. If you're new to it, don't worry. You'll understand it now. This statement might seem confusing even to regular Python users, so in this video, we'll learn what it means, why we use it, and how to use it. So, what is a double_name? In this statement, the word name surrounded by double underscores is just another variable. But there's more to it. When we create a Python file, Python automatically sets some default attributes, and a double_name is one of them. To check all 9 default attributes, you can use the built-in dir function without arguments. When you run it inside a Python file, it returns a list of names. These names include classes, variables, functions, and imported modules that exist in that file, along with the 9 default attributes that Python creates. These attributes are part of Python's internal system for handling modules and execution environments. These variables are also called dunder variables. But what is the value of double_name? We haven't defined it anywhere in our code, so shouldn't we get an error when we run the program? Let's try and see. Oh, the program runs successfully without any errors. But why is that? Well, it turns out that the name variable has already been assigned the value double_main. Since our print statement was executed without any issues, we can confirm this by printing the name variable and running the file again. But why is name equal to the main here? We didn't define that in our program, right? The value of the name is automatically set based on how the file is executed. If we run the file directly as a standalone program, Python assigns a name to the value main. That's why when we execute the file directly, the name equals main. But what happens when we run the file indirectly? This means importing the file into another program as a module. In this case, the name variable is not assigned main. Instead, it takes the name of the module, which will be our file name. Let's see how this works. We'll start by creating another file called file2. In file2, we will print the value of the name variable. Then, we will import file1 as a module. In case you don't know, when we import a file as a module, Python automatically executes it. So, when we run file2, here's what will happen step by step. First, file2 will print the value of its name variable. Since we are running file2 directly, its name will be main. Next, we import file1. This will trigger the execution of file1. However, since file1 is now being executed as a module and not as a standalone program, its name variable will not be main. Instead, it will be assigned the name of the file itself. Because of this, any condition in file1 that checks if the name equals main will be false, meaning its body will be skipped. So, in the terminal, we can expect to see the name of file2 as the main and the name of file1 as file1. Also, any code inside the if name equals main block in file1 will not run. So when we run this, it gives output as we discussed. Great, right? But now you might be wondering, why do we even use this in the first place? Most of the time, we use this for testing and debugging. Let's say we are working on a project with multiple files. We have file 1, which contains different functions and classes. Along with these, we also include a test case to check if a function works correctly when executed. Now, when we run file 1, everything works as expected. But later, we want to use the same function from file 1 and file 2, because who wants to write the same code again, right? So, we import file 1 as a module in file 2. But as we discussed earlier, when we import a file as a module, its code gets executed automatically. This means that when we run file 2, we also get the test case output from file 1, which is not what we want. To prevent this, we use if double_name equals double_main and place the test case code inside it. Now, when we run file 2, we only get the expected output, without the test case results from file 1. This syntax is a quick and simple way to add test cases and verify that our module works as expected. However, if our testing needs are more advanced, we should consider using a proper testing framework like unit test or PyTest. I hope this explanation made things clear. And now you know what this means, why we use it, and how to use it. If this video added value to your knowledge, like this video and share it with others. See you in the next amazing video.